In this video, I'm going to show you 33 tweaks that will improve your presentations or speeches. And yes, everyone can improve. You, me, all those people doing TED Talks, professional keynote speakers, everyone. So let's talk about the 33 tweaks that you can make to your presentation or speech to make it a standout success and captivate your audience. And just before we get started, let me ask you a massive favor. Please smash the like button and also subscribe for more presentation tips, tricks, and advice. With that said, let's kick off. Number 1, stop seeking approval. Stop seeking approval and you'll come across as more confident and credible. When the organizer or the MC of the event tells you it's time to do your presentation, just stand up and get started. Don't ask any approval-seeking questions like, is it okay if I start now? Can I go? No one is going to interrupt you once you get started. No one is going to stand in front of a room full of people and go, no, wait. So just get started and your confidence and credibility will skyrocket. Number 2 is know your stuff. For you to be able to do a relaxed and confident presentation, there is one thing that you need to take care of. And if you take care of this one point, you will be able to do a presentation that captivates your audience. And it's really simple. It's got nothing to do with bullet points on slides. It's got nothing to do with memorizing a script. Just know your stuff. Know your subject matter well. When you know your subject matter really well, you come across more credibly, and it's much easier for you to talk smoothly about your topic. The better you know your subject matter, the more confident you're going to appear to the audience. The more confident you are, the more credible you'll look, and the easier it will be to deliver your presentation and keep your audience engaged. Number 3 is get your timing right. The slides are there to support the talk that you are giving to your audience. For impact, it's important that the timing of the changing of the slides or the animations matches what you are saying. Get the timing wrong and the impact is lost. Look back at the screen all the time and the impact is lost. And there's a trick to getting your timing right. Turn on presenter mode on the laptop you're using to project your slides on the screen. In presenter mode, if you've got the laptop screen facing you, you'll be able to see what's on the screen behind you, so you never have to look back and you know the exact moment that's going to be most effective to change the slides or show that animation. Number 4 is choose your destination. Consider this. Your boss gives you a week off. You pack your bags, get in the car and drive to the airport. And you sit there in the airport parking lot thinking to yourself, where am I going to go? That's not how you plan a vacation, right? You decide where you're going to go before you do anything else. And that's exactly what you should do in your presentation. Before you get out PowerPoint, before you think about what you're going to say, before you start typing out any bullet points, think about where you're going. Think about the goal and think about where you want the audience to be at the end of your presentation. Once you have that destination, once you have that goal, everything else falls into place. Number 5 is be yourself. To build credibility and a strong connection with the audience, you must be yourself. Whatever you do, don't try and copy someone that you've seen doing a TED Talk. When you mimic someone else, you'll come across as disingenuous and the audience is not going to trust you. Focus on being yourself and delivering the presentation with your own personality and your own quirks. The humanness of being yourself draws the audience to you. Trying to be someone else pushes them away. Number 6, stop practicing your body language. There is nothing worse than watching a presenter who's practiced their gestures, trying to line those gestures up with what they are saying. It's hard enough to remember what you have to say, let alone trying to memorize the gestures that go along with each word. Say big and open your arms wide. Small and close your fingers close together. Say circle and spin your hand around. Say hula hoop and it starts to get ridiculous. The bottom line is you don't need to practice your gestures. The same as you don't need to practice your gestures before you have a casual interaction with a friend in a shopping mall or someone in the office. Gestures happen naturally as long as you know your subject matter well. The keys to having natural body language are to know your subject matter really well and know the particular points you want to talk about in your presentation. After that, all you need to do is maintain an open body position, and as you talk about that subject that you know really well, the gestures will just happen naturally. Number 7 is balance your eye contact. Some of the worst advice I've ever seen public speaking trainers give to trainees is to make eye contact with someone for 3 seconds. This is ridiculous because firstly, you've got too many things to think about as a speaker without having to worry about counting how long you're looking at someone. And the second reason it's ridiculous is, have you ever tried to look someone in the eye for 3 seconds? And do you know how uncomfortable that is for both people? The way you make eye contact with your audience is just to glance from person to person as you're talking. Don't rest on any particular person for any length of time. Just glance across the audience, look at everyone's face for a split second, and keep moving your eye contact. You don't need to fixate on a particular person or area of the room for any length of time. Like with gestures, your eye contact should feel natural. Number 8 is to move with purpose. When you're on stage, move with purpose. There are 2 things you can do when you're on stage. You can stand still, rooted to the spot, or you can move. Standing still is okay, provided you maintain an open body position. That means no clasping hands in front of you or behind you, no folding your arms. If you decide you're going to move, the important thing to remember is no nervous energy. No bouncing from heel to heel, no dancing about. Pick a destination and move there slowly with purpose. When you reach the destination, stop moving, continue talking to the audience, and don't move for a good while. The important things are we want to avoid continuous movement and we want to avoid the jerky, nervous actions. Moving this way has the added benefit of making you feel more comfortable and helping you to breathe more smoothly. Number 9 is to rehearse standing up. Whatever you do, don't practice your presentation sitting down. There is something magical about rehearsing for a speech or presentation while you're on your feet. I'm not a scientist or a doctor, so I can't give you the real reason why, but there's something about standing up to rehearse for your presentation that helps you think more clearly and helps you remember what you're going to say much better. You'll be more prepared for your actual presentation delivery when you've rehearsed standing up. Number 10 is give your audience a surprise. Your audience ignores what they expect. If you stand up and you say, "Good morning, my name's Dave and I'm from the marketing department. Today, I wanted to tell you about blah, 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 blah," the audience is already ignoring you. The audience has heard all this stuff before. They know from those opening words they're in for a stock standard boring presentation. If you want the audience to pay attention, you have to do something different. You have to do something they won't expect. You have to give them a surprise. Instead of getting up in front of the audience and saying the standard things, say something that will get their attention. Make a statement. Start with something like, "Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to turn our company into a financial success." Or, "Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to send our company into bankruptcy if we don't make the change that I'm going to talk about today." Surprise the audience and you'll get their attention. Number 11 is turn the screen off. There's a super easy way to keep your audience captivated throughout your presentation. Turn the screen off. When you turn the screen off, the brightness in the room disappears and the audience refocuses on you. The bonus is the audience now sees you as more credible because they know you can talk about your presentation topic without the slides or cue cards. Turn the screen off. If the screen's in the center of the room, stand in front of it and talk to the audience from the center of the room. Number 12 is don't blind your audience. Your audience are not cats. Turn the laser pointer off when you're not pointing at something specific on the screen. Better still, design your slides in such a way that you don't need to use the laser pointer and pointing is unnecessary. A key to let you know you've got too much information on your slides is an urge to point at the screen and say, "This is the thing I'm talking about now." Number 13 is stop treating your audience like idiots. Stop underlining the text on the screen with the laser pointer as you talk to the audience. If it's not already bad enough that you're reading the text from the slides to the audience, underlining what you're reading doesn't make the situation better. They can clearly see what it is that you're reading, and underlining it with a red laser is only going to make them more resistant to listening to you. Cut out the underlining, cut out the reading. Look at your audience and talk to them. Treat your audience with respect, and they are more likely to listen to you. Number 14, if you make a mistake, just move on. This is the easiest way to get through your presentation while looking confident and credible. If you make a mistake or if you forget something, just move on. If you make a mistake or you forget something, it does nothing to impact your credibility unless the mistake causes you to start stuttering and smacking yourself on the head and saying, "Oh my goodness, I forgot something. What was that point? Do you have those notes that I gave you earlier?" That kind of thing. By not just moving on, all you're doing is drawing attention to a mistake or an omission you made. So if you make a mistake or you forget something, just move on. Number 15 is treat time limits as maximums. A 5-minute talk packed with information is better than a 20-minute talk full of silences and ums and ers. So you should always treat time limits as maximums. The audience will love you for it. If you have 20 minutes but you can get through your material in 10 minutes, do it in 10 and have longer for Q&A. Remember these rules. Quality over quantity. It takes as long as it takes. Number 16, quit saying sorry. The worst thing you can say in your presentation is, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't have time to prepare. I'm sorry I didn't get the slides ready in time. I'm sorry I don't understand the topic as well as I should." You know what you're telling the audience when you apologize like this? Feel sorry for me, and you're wasting your time. Don't apologize. Do the best job you can. See everything you do from the audience's perspective. Try to help the audience as much as you can. That's how you do a good presentation. Number 17 is don't try to mind read. When you're doing a presentation and you're nervous, it can be easy to be put off by the audience. It's very easy to interpret people's facial expressions and body language negatively. A scowl makes you feel like someone doesn't like what you just said. A glance at the clock makes you feel like the audience has better things to do with their time. Arms folded across the chest makes it feel like the audience doesn't want to listen to you. Whilst those things can be true, the reality is that the audience members have other things going on in their life that they're thinking about, and 100% of their attention isn't on you. So don't sweat it. Number 18 is clarify questions before you answer. Before you attempt to answer any question from the audience, make sure you actually understand what that question was. You don't have to clarify after every question, but if you're unsure, you should clarify. For example, someone asks a simple question, "What sport do you like?" You can clarify by saying, "Are you asking what sport I like to play or what sport I like to watch?" This pushes the questioner to give you a much more specific question, so it's easier for you to answer and it doesn't generate more problematic questions for you down the road. Number 19, the floor and the ceiling are not your friends. The answers are not written on the floor or the ceiling. The only thing you gain from looking at the floor or ceiling is to disengage your audience. And think about it just on an interpersonal level. If you can't look at the audience, why should they listen to you? The most important things here are to have a deep understanding of your topic and know what you actually want to get out of your presentation, and it's going to be much easier for you to make eye contact with the audience. Number 20 is interact with the audience. Most audiences are put off by lecture-style presenters. The audiences that do like a lecture-style presentation like it because it allows them to switch off. The way you can engage and captivate your audience is to interact with them. Interact with your audience by asking them questions and also relate your presentation topic to their needs. During the Q&A session, answer all questions, even the aggressive ones, with empathy for your audience, especially when your presentation is announcing a change. Number 21 is get to the point. Everyone's time is valuable and everyone is under time pressure, so get to the point. Get to the point of the presentation fast. Even if you have a lot of background information to go through, get to the point super fast so the audience actually understands why they're sitting there. Go through the background information once they know why they need to be there. Get to the point early and you'll avoid having a frustrated audience. Number 22 is forget humor and stories. You'll often hear public speaking trainers tell you to engage your audience using humor or stories. This is solid advice, but it generally lacks depth. And there's a reason for that. It's actually very difficult to teach people how to be funny or how to tell stories. My advice is to avoid trying too hard to be funny and also stop trying to invent stories. In a presentation, humor should be left alone to happen if it happens. And as for stories, avoid trying to create a story to fit into a particular point you're trying to get across, unless it actually happened. Number 23 is finish your sentences the same way you start. If you start strong, finish strong. When your sentences trail off, it's a sign that you lack confidence in your material or that you are nervous. And if this happens too often, your audience is going to switch off. Number 24 is to frame your message. And here's why framing is important. You can be the best speaker, have the best content, tell the best stories, but unless your presentation is addressing something from the audience's needs or you're empathizing with the audience, then the audience is going to disengage. If you frame your presentation from the audience's perspective, they're much more likely to pay attention. Empathize with your audience and build some benefit into your presentation for the audience, and they're much more likely to pay attention. Number 25 is perfection is for idiots. The more perfect you try to be in your presentation, the more likely it is that you will make a mistake. Here's why. When you try to be perfect, you put yourself under intense pressure to perform. That intense pressure to perform actually makes it more likely that you're going to slip up and make a mistake. And you're so focused on being perfect that every little mistake will be a blow to your confidence, and then it's just a downward spiral until your presentation is completely gone. When you stop focusing on being perfect and accept that you'll probably make mistakes, your confidence will improve. Additionally, your overall delivery is going to improve. Number 26 is your audience doesn't care about you. You need to give the audience a reason to care. You can do this by explaining to the audience how your experience can help the audience deal with a problem that they are having. Let's look at an example. Imagine you're doing a presentation about an office cleanup project that is going to take place over the next few months. The typical business presenter is likely to go for an information sharing style presentation. A presentation where they're basically talking about the operations and logistics of getting the office cleaned up. And how interested do you think the audience will be? Exactly. If you want your audience to care, you need to talk about the benefits of the office cleanup project for them. And you could do it like this. Tell me if this frustrates you. You're trying to do the best job you can, but every time you turn around to do something, you're knocking paper on the floor, you're tripping over boxes, or you're bumping into people. I get it. And that's why today I'm going to talk about the solution. The key is to find out what's on the mind of your audience and meet them there. Number 27 is to end with a call to action. If you want your presentation to have some impact, don't end with something boring. Don't end with something dreary, or the audience will just walk out of the room and do nothing. End with a call to action. Tell the audience what you want them to do next. Cut out the "thank you very much for your time." Replace that with, "Now, what I'd really like you to do is when you go back to your desk, fill out the 5-minute survey on the intranet and shoot me an email once you've done." Number 28, push to the audience. The first few seconds when you're on stage are nerve-wracking. The lead up to your presentation involves a whole lot of anxiety and maybe some sleepless nights. You can get your anxiety in order by having a plan to push to the audience as soon as you walk on stage. That push is going to buy you a few seconds to calm down and think clearly about what it is you're going to say next. To do this push, come up with a question that's related to your presentation topic that you can ask your audience as you walk on stage. The best kind of question to ask is the one that you know is on the audience's mind, or one that perhaps will get them chatting a little bit amongst themselves. Let's imagine you're doing a presentation to announce the office cleanup project. You could open your presentation with a question like, "What is your number one frustration with the lack of space in the office?" Number 29 is swap your slides for a whiteboard. In most business presentations, the slides are a distraction from the main message. You can overcome this distraction by swapping your slides for a whiteboard. When you use a whiteboard instead of slides, the audience is more engaged with your message and they're very focused on the key points that you write up on the board as you talk. And there's an additional benefit to using a whiteboard. It's a security blanket when you're nervous delivering your first presentation, because you don't have to spend 100% of your time looking at the audience. Number 30 is make the first 2 seconds count. The first 2 seconds of your presentation are make or break. The way you present yourself when you first walk on stage and first speak to the audience are critical. That's when the audience is making a snap judgment about you. They're making judgments about your confidence, your credibility, whether they should listen to you, or whether this is just one of those usual presentations where they can switch off. How you present yourself in those first few seconds is vital, and it all comes down to visual communication. If your visual communication is open and confident, you present a much better image to the audience. Be open, confident, and walk slowly across the stage as you begin talking to the audience. Number 31 is learn from talk shows. You know when you're watching a talk show and the host is doing their monologue and there's images or videos flashing up over their shoulder? Those images and videos are the equivalent of slides. As they're talking, an image or a video will pop up to add some impact to what they are saying. The timing is very important. When you're doing your own slide design, think about these monologues. You can learn a lot about how you should design your slides from watching these TV shows. Number 32 is to accept reality. You can improve each presentation you do just by accepting reality. Accept the reality that mistakes happen, and then when they do, you're going to be in a better position to deal with them. Accept the reality that not everyone in your audience is going to be happy, and it's not always about you. And when someone doesn't look happy, you're going to be in a better position to deal with that. Accept that the audience wants the exact same thing you would if you were sitting in the audience. They want to know why they are there and why they should care. Accepting these realities will help you do better presentations. And number 33, take a long, hard look at yourself. This is not a criticism of you personally. The way you can improve your presentations is just by getting up there and doing it. But one of the other things you need to do is reflect on each presentation after it's finished. Sit back, reflect, think about what went well and what didn't go so well. For the next presentation, consider how you can maximize those things that did go well and how you can minimize the things that didn't. Guys, thanks for watching the whole way through. I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and I'd love to hear which points you think are the most useful. Please remember to click like and subscribe. And if you want more presentation tips and advice, you're going to love the video that's on the screen right now.